State Deputy Marty, in your case, I'm interested in the word priority. You were newly elected, had not been installed officially, and you commissioned a book be written, a history book be written about the Saskatchewan State Council. Why was that such a priority for you, so important?
Well, for me, and as a leader, history is a significant one for, bringing leadership, learning the past, learning the moral and values from the leaders of the past. And from there, it's easy to compare yourself and to make a critical decision. Now that I am doing a new role, it can be a good example where I can rely, how the past leader did this and how I'm gonna perform mine.
Mm-hmm.
For my short point of view, history is kind of a base of good leadership.
All right, let me ask you this. What are the other priorities now that you've got the history taken care of? What is important next for you?
The next project, you mean?
That's right, what are the priorities? You don't have to worry about a book any longer. What's the next project?
Well, training is part of it, but on the learning process, my vision is to develop more strong leader to the near future. And this is not only for myself today or now, but for the next generation. And I believe I belong to the new generation of Knight because this state council was formed over 100 years ago.
You've been involved in meetings at Supreme. What are they calling on the state deputies who come from everywhere? What are they asking for? What do they want you to do?
Well, you just ask what kind of program or vision you have. And part of mine, I decided to take initiative because I'm a Catholic immigrant. I'm not born here, and I'm the first Filipino. So, with regards to that, I decided that to bring the legacy from the leaders of the past is the best thing.
Thank you. From the agency department, Mark, I'm interested in your donation to the funding of the history book. What motivated you there?
Well, there's probably more than one reason. First of all, as a general agent of the insurance agency, it's something that I do every day. It's my living, and I've done this for almost 30 years. So it's extremely important on that level. But it's deeper than that because we are charged with protecting Catholic families. It's extremely important. It goes back to the days of Father Michael McGivney. So we have an awesome responsibility. We take that seriously in our agency, and supporting the work of the Knights and the history of the Knights is part of that. It's also, I've been a member for 43 years, and it's very personal to me, serving the Knights, and it's important that we preserve all the tremendous work that the Knights of Columbus have done for the church and our society at large. So there's a couple of reasons.
All right, I'm going to give you an opportunity now for a commercial. What have you got going in the financial world that you offer that you'd like to talk about now?
Well, it's an interesting question because we, on the insurance side of it, insurance agency, we say that our greatest fraternal benefit is our insurance program. So it's not necessarily any particular product, but we encourage our members and the councils to utilize their field agent. Of course, for their insurance and financial needs and the advice that we can give. My men are professionally trained and licensed, but also agents can assist councils in recruiting new members and in conducting fraternal benefit programs, which are important to their goals every year.
Harvey, the Charitable Foundation was most helpful to the financing side of the history book. What are your feelings about supporting at the rate that you did, which was very welcome, by the way?
Well, thank you. Our foundation recognizes that Knights of Columbus have been here in Saskatchewan for over 100 years. First council was established about 103 years ago. Since that time, we have grown to 137 councils and over 10,000 members across the province. And so this growth, there's been a lot of very positive initiatives that have taken place in order for us to get to the position where we are today. And we felt it was extremely important that those initiatives be recognized and documented so that not only for our leaders today, but our leaders tomorrow can look back and can use this as an example of some of the successes that have been achieved and maybe some of the learnings that were achieved in some of the not so successful initiatives. So not only the projects and programs need to be recognized, but the individuals that were a part of introducing those initiatives need to be recognized. And so we're looking forward to being able to use this as a legacy statement about the success that we have had in the Knights of Columbus in the past 100 years.
Well, there's been some great leadership with the foundation. Let me ask you this. You usually have one kind of program or another going at any given time. Are there any that you'd like to talk about?
There's a number of them, and one of the learnings that we have had the last few years is that the Knights of Columbus Foundation is owned by the 137 councils in the province. And one of our learnings has been that we are most successful when we work together with the councils in the various projects and programs. One of those is the Coats for Kids program, which we have had the opportunity of working with many councils throughout the province in distributing over 7,000 coats to young people in need of a warm winter coat here in Saskatchewan each year for the past number of years. We've also recently taken a more aggressive approach in the food for families, or providing nutrition for people that need food, whether it's for students in schools or whether it's providing hampers for families. And this year alone, we're going to be supporting close to 50 different communities where we will be providing additional funding, in many cases in partnership with the councils in those communities, in providing this need to those in the community.
Would it be fair enough to say that the Charitable Foundation is the crown jewel of the Knights of Columbus in Saskatchewan?
I think that might be a little beyond where we're at, but we're proud to be a part of. And I think the exciting part about the history book is that it will show that it was a collective effort of the state boards, the councils, and the board of directors of the Charitable Foundation and the insurance agency as a collective that have helped us to achieve the many jewels that we have within Knights of Columbus here in Saskatchewan.
Well, I was maybe half, maybe a little less than half, involved with the writing of this book and having it published. I must give credit to my associate, Bob Barkman, who was the chair of the history project. I looked after making sure that we had something between the covers of the book. We tried to make it if you like, a popular history as opposed to an academic one. It includes reports on when His Holiness toured Canada way back. The Archdiocese of Regina, during this period that we're covering, celebrated 100 years. We, of course, had space for the Charitable Foundation. There's something written about Catholic education. And I think one of the key parts is that we've asked past state deputies during this period of the book to write about their time in their 2-year period. Was it, how did things go? For example, a very interesting piece is by past state deputy Joe Riffle, who state deputied while the COVID epidemic was on. And he wrote very knowingly about how difficult that was. And all of the other state deputies wrote about their experiences during that time, the things that they were proud of. And so that's a thumbnail sketch, if you like, of the book. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Thank you very much.
So about the history book, this book will be presented in our upcoming 103rd State Convention in Yorkton. It will be available there, and whoever need of this book, he can reach Ortigas State Deputy Joe Riffle to order for one.